Hi, this is Felicia A. Locker with day 3 of my Stepping Out of Your Comfort Zone Challenge by Valerie. She's the CEO, and founder of Purple Rose Holistic Health Coaching. And I am really interested in this today, more so because as I was doing some schoolwork and listening to a sermon, it came to me, and I believe from my spirit, is to talk about health. So I stopped everything, actually more of healing, health and healing. Let me go that way. And so what I wanted to say is that those who know me know that I have been through some challenges through my life health-wise, and also that I have received extreme miracles of healing. And one of the things that's really standing out to me today is how the Lord says in Jeremiah 33:6, He explains how He will give us health, healing, abundance of prosperity, and safety. And that really meant a lot to me every time. Oh, it gets my heart every time I even think about it. Because first, it didn't even dawn on me that I didn't even realize health and healing is two separate things. You know, they come together, but they're actually two separate things. So for Him to say He will give that, give it to us in abundance and safety, which means He will secure it. And though we do have the ability to heal ourselves in some areas, actually a lot of areas, we need to make sure that it's safe. It's done safely. Like for instance, I may go to the, because I don't deal with medicine over the counter, but just say if I was a person who go to and get medicine over the counter, I go get that medicine over the counter and it may help me, but the but the chances of that thing coming back is more likely than if it's dealt with spiritually and it's healed spiritually, mainly from the person who created us, created these bodies for us to operate and move around in. And for myself to go through so much, I mean, to have these doctors look at me now and are bewildered, bewildered. Last year, as a lot of you know, I fell. And when I fell, the first thing I said was, Lord, I know that was the enemy, but whatever you wanted me to learn, please let me learn it the first time. Because I knew that He allowed it. And, I mean, right off, I refused to go to the hospital. And from April the 3rd to December, the third week of December, I wasn't able to walk literally on my own. And from April to the end of September, if I'm not mistaken, I wasn't able to walk at all. Not even on crutches, not even using a walker or a cane or anything. And we're talking about when I fell, I tore the meniscus in the center, the side, and it was a big chip bone sitting in the center, which we didn't allow it to, straighten out, and which was a lot of pain, also a lot of chip bones floating around. But one of the things that amazes me is when I did in end of September, October, go to the doctor to get the MRI, and they didn't know how I was walking, stating that we don't know how you're standing, nevertheless walking. That was the words. Because my knees, they said, were like pepper grinders, just grinding on each other. Yet I have had, even before then, even now, I'm walking better now than I was before I fell. And I had no pain, no discomfort. Sometimes I have a little stiffness, but I'm excited in my own spirit to know that when I go back, what I've been asking God for, to put cartilage between these joints, I know He have done it. And I'm waiting to show these doctors that He has done it. The same thing with the kidney issue. I was diagnosed with kidney failure, under 20% in both. And that was in 2008. In 2009, I was told by the kidney doctor that if I did not have a new kidney or dialysis by November that next year of 2010, I will be dead. Yep, that's what he said, dead, straight like that. And I started smiling. Of course, he looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm wondering why you smiling. He repeated himself, do you understand you be dead? And I said, well, I understand what you're saying, but I do also understand that with life there will be death. So it's nothing for me to fear. Because there's only two choices. Either God's going to bring me home, which is a win, or He's going to allow me to stay here because He still trusts me, which also is a win. So it's a win-win. Of course, I fired that doctor because he was trying to put fear in me. And one thing we need to learn is, I don't care if it's a lawyer, a doctor, or whoever it is, that's supposed to be overseeing us or help us keep ourselves healthy for things that we don't know, if they are doing something to offset your spirit, you can fire them. You can fire them and get someone else. We are not stuck with the same doctor. I don't care if I was with a doctor 10 years. If their spirit shift and ain't shifting back, or excuse me, not shifting back, right English here, I'm out of there. I'm leaving. But like I said again, I'm here to say that I know it's a lot of people out here that's suffering through some kind of medical, whether it's emotional, financial, whatever it is healing so much available to each and every one of us. And one thing I've learned is that, first of all, we have to be aware of where our position and posture is to even receive these blessings that we're asking the Lord for. If I'm asking the Lord to heal me, then I have to do my part. And sometimes my part may be 3% of that 100% in which the rest He's doing, but I have to do my part. I hear people so often that may be diabetics or may have gout, like I have dealt with, and what it is that they feel like I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm taking these pills so I can still eat what I want to eat, and that's not the case. You can't do what you want to do and expect the Lord to give you a full blown healing, because it's like if you go to somebody's house, or somebody come to your house and they say, I'm so hungry, I'm hungry, can you give me something to eat? And you make something and they decide, well, that's not what I want. Do you have anything else? You'll be offended, because the first thing you're going to think is, well, if you were hungry, you would eat this. You're not allergic to it, so you would eat it. So that's the same thing with the healing. We have to learn that there are certain guidelines to the healing. Not that there's strings and stuff, but it's just certain guidelines to the healing. If we want the healing, what are we doing to receive it? And when we receive it, most importantly, what are we doing to protect it, to keep it safe on our end? When the Lord said He would sustain my kidney, because I called out to Him, because the doctors didn't know what was going on. I gained 80 pounds of water weight, and if you ever gain water weight, you'll know that it's no joke whatsoever. It's worse than regular weight, because you really squishing around here and trying to move. But what happened is, when I called out to Him and I said, Lord, I know that you're not going to have me working in the vineyard. Like, if you got a lot of stuff you want me to do, and I know I'm not going to be doing it like this. So you gave me dominion over this body. I'm giving dominion back to you. Please tell me where to go, what to do. And He did it. He told me what doctor to deal with, and He told me to follow them and all the way down. Now, mind you, we talking about a kidney diagnosis of kidney failure, being told you'd be dead in a year. Here it is, and that was 2009 from when they told me I'd be dead in 2010. Here it is, 2014. I have had no dialysis. I have not had a new kidney. And all of the 13 medicines they have me on, I don't take one of them. And I don't take them not because they took me off, but because God told me when to stop taking them, and I stopped taking them. I was doing my part of watching more so of my diet because of mainly the sodium and then the protein and all of the carbohydrates, all the other things that you need to watch. So I started doing my part of it. Am I 100% perfect? Absolutely not. Do I try to be 100% perfect? Yes, I do. And with that, He still has to sustain. Of course, He don't take His promises back. If He do something, He do it. He don't take it back. But I'm still required to do my part. I'm still required to do my part. The same thing with the gout. I know that it's some crystals still lying in my hands and parts of my body, so I have to watch what I'm doing. So if you're going through anything, even if it's emotional, anything, and you want the Lord to help you, first of all, cry out to Him. The prayer don't have to be long and draw it out. You can just say, Lord, help, and He'll be there. And please do not get caught up in that saying that, that saying really gets to me. And when people say, God may not come when you need Him, but He's right on time. That is an absolute lie. Everywhere in the Bible it says, if you call me, I'm there. If you call me, I'm there. Now, He may not do what we asking Him to do at that split second. Sometimes He do. But that doesn't mean He wasn't there. He heard us. He was there. But He's doing it in the time where it would most benefit us. Sometimes we have to go through. When I went through all of that, not walking, literally on the ground, dragging myself from my bedroom to the bath, to use the bathroom, all of these things. Um, it was something, but I knew it was a benefit to it. I never complained once through it, pain and all, never complained. And over top of that, let me say this for those who struggling with weight. When I was down, I had my mother and my best friend traveling back and forth trying. As I was saying, I had my mother and my best friend traveling back and forth, helping me. And I got to the point where I didn't feel comfortable because I always been a giver. And to receive, I haven't still perfected it. I'm still learning how. But in that moment, I was getting every 3 to 4 days, I was getting this thing from Surgeon called this family pack. It was an extra large pizza, fries, a sub, fried chicken, and juice. Now, mind you, 100% juice, but still juice. So remind you, at least every 4 days, this is what I'm eating. At the maximum, every 4 days. And I'm down from April, all the way to December, literally. And October is when I was able to get up and started pushing myself around, not walking with the walker yet, just sitting down, pushing myself around with my feet. But I say that because when the Lord got me fully out of this bed, I was still on crutches. I was on crutches at this time in December. And he said, I'm going to service. I was excited. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go into worship. I was so excited. And as I was getting myself together, I still, for some reason, didn't know where he was sending me, even though I had a home church. And it was an odd feeling, but I was open. And as I started putting on my clothes, they were falling off. I mean, literally falling off me. And so I got something with elastic, and that fell off. So I looked at myself and went into the bathroom, got on the scale, and when the scale said 59.7 pounds lost, I just stood there, like I'm in shock, like, what? And it reminded me that when the Lord say, I will provide all your needs, he mean all of them. While I was so engrossed in him and what he needed me to learn, from why he allowed me to take that fall. And one of them, I was doing too much for other people. Things that he told me to stop doing, I slowed down but didn't stop. Didn't do it right. And I was going beyond discipleship, meaning that I was allowing myself to be used. So that was taxing on my spirit because I'm trying to still do discipleship, knowing that this person or these people are in a using state, but I do know they need the help. So a lot of time when God say no, is no, as simple as that. But nevertheless, while I'm so engrossed in learning what he wanted me to learn and changing my mindset and changing how I operate and working on heaven's behalf, on his behalf, and the things that he had me do, I was so adamant to get it and lock it in, that he was taking care of my weight. Jesus, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh my goodness, how he was taking care of my weight. And that tells me, again, that whatever we need, he will provide it. Even if we're so focused on doing the right thing and doing what he needs us to do, he would do it. He would do it. And now he has me on this charge to do this other thing about weight on the other end, which I found some wonderful things out. But you can see here, you see this little thing here. And what it is a lot of stuff that we're not told about weight. A lot of stuff, they'll tell us watch your calories, excuse me. No, excuse me, because that's what I felt. Sorry. So anyway, we're not told. We're told to watch our calories, carbohydrates, and your sugars, different things like that. But we're not told that it's a whole other host of nutrients and micronutrients that we need every day. And I was wondering, I asked God, I've been sustaining what you took off, but I can't seem to really lose any more. I'm watching everything. I don't eat. And over the last year and a half, I had not had any junk food. I mean, literally, if it's considered junk food, I haven't had, whether it's a Pop-Tart, peanut butter, cake, candy, soda, juice, whatever it is, all of them snack things, chips, I had none of it. I'm making my meals from scratch. I'm no processed anything. So, again, I'm trying to figure it out. And I took this class, and I'm taking it to college just as an extra credit, to get my credits up, make sure I have all my credits, and it's a health class. And the other week, as I'm going through some stuff and learning some stuff, when people say a light bulb went off, I saw this bright light went off, and I said, "Oh my Lord!" I said, "Lord, I hear you. I hear you." And the first thing I got was that He wanted us to know that these are the things that you need in your body every day. Don't just focus on these things. So right now He has me doing this thing. So I'm going to post that at another time. So please look for it. It's going to be called. Well, I don't know if it's going to be called that. That's what I heard. So I'm going to wait on that. It might change. But nevertheless, I'm going to post something else. But again, back to the healing. Back to the healing. Like I said, the Lord can heal whatever it is that you have. Whatever you're going through, He can heal it. You first have to go to Him. You first have to call out to Him. You first have to start with some kind of relationship. And even if your life isn't perfect, people tend to think, I can't go to service unless I get myself together, or I'm out here sinning. I can't go into a church. That's when you really need to go. That's when we really need to go. We don't need to be out here in this world unprotected. It's a protection to come down in fellowship. And again, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to go on for days, but this healing thing is such a beautiful experience, because it's something, these miracles can't be denied. My kidney doctor, when I first went to him, well, the third one, because I fired 2 of them, because where they were trying to put fear in, one didn't understand the spirituality of me, or didn't want to rather, and this one said that even though he know I'm very spiritual, it's hard for him to receive that message that I have to go to God to approve what you told me to do. And so we talked it out, and we understand where each other, are as far as our positions, and try to find a cohesiveness to work together, which we have done. But now, when he look at all that blood work, and I'm on none of this medicine, I have not had a new kidney, had not had dialysis, and he now says, I believe you. I believe you. It's no other way to explain this but a miracle. And I believe what you're saying that this is. And I'm just grinning and smiling like they say, you want $1 million, $2 million, $5 whatever $million, as they say, because I don't know if that would make me smile like that. But nevertheless, just to see that. So I just wanted to say to everybody, it's healing for all of us. None of us are exempt. We don't have to be perfect to receive it. I am not favored differently than you. Lord favors us all. He loves us all. What I received, you can receive, and it's no limit to it. So don't let anybody, or even most importantly yourself, because sometimes we are our worst enemy. And be careful who's on your land, because if you need God to bless you in a certain way, but you got a certain person on your land that will offset that or steal it from you, God is not going to let it get to you. Why? Because He don't want it stolen, and He don't want it damaged. Not that He's not giving it to you. It's just going to tarry like any other blessing. It'll tarry until that place is ready for you to receive it wholeheartedly. And a lot of times, even with financial help, we want the Lord to bless us financially, but yet we can't even control and work within the means in which He had already given us. We're still splurging on things we shouldn't splurge on, but yet we want Him to give us more. Why would He give us more if we haven't even shown Him that we're ready and we can handle more? Because my father always said the only thing money does is show who you really are. So if somebody, and his thing was, if you ask somebody for a hot dog, hot dog, and they say, no, if I had more, I'll give you some, but that's like saying, okay, by the time I get a steak, if you can't share a hot dog, you definitely ain't gonna share a steak. So it's just one of those things. So nevertheless, like I said, the healing is there. I pray for everyone that you will be open to receive the Lord. He's there when you call Him. He is absolutely there. We have angels and guardians and warriors around us each and every day. Some that are assigned to us from birth. Use them. Not use, but use them, meaning that call out to them. Call out to them. When you leave your house, ask them to protect you, and all of that. So nevertheless, be blessed in your healing. Enjoy your miracles that's coming. And by all means, please post them on this particular video so we can see the Lord working and we can encourage other people. So I'm looking at the time to make sure I run out, because I am so over my time. So anyway, I love the love of everyone out there, and be blessed. Bye-bye.